Hey guys, it's Sam here from Scrubs and we've got another awesome car in today. We've got a brand new BMW M2. It's going to be getting a full gloss PPF install. We've done a few mattes, now it's time to switch it up. We're going to do some gloss install. It's going to look really good on this metallic black paint. We've already prepped and washed the car yesterday, so today we're going to be doing heaps of install. So let's jump right into the job.
We're kicking off with the rear quarter panel. We're going to start by lining up the computer cut template to the edge just under the rear window, before taking it into place, giving us a point to stretch the rest of the film from.
We're also going to be installing a lot of carbon parts on this car as well and ceramic coating these wheels. So stay tuned for that. We'll show the results later on in the video. The doors, we would usually line up the top edge of the door and then you work your way down. Removing this type of door handle is problematic because sometimes they break and the clips are very temperamental, but we'll always let our customers know any of these details or little problems that we might come across. This window trim and this mirror can hide so much dirt, and I just prefer to take it off. You just get a lot cleaner install, especially on a black car where it's very easy to see little bits of debris and specks of dirt here and there. So side skirts, although they're this lowest part to the ground, they're probably one of the most important pieces to get protected because you get a lot of rock chips. This car already has a couple of rock chips on the side skirt and it's a brand new vehicle from BMW. So we want to make sure we're going to protect it from now on. Side skirts can be very tricky to do, mainly because there's a lot of potential for dirt to come from the door jamb. So we want to make sure it's nice and clean before we put the film on. This pattern we actually extended down the bottom to make sure it wraps around, because sometimes these patterns are just really close. This is pretty much the side skirt done. We're going to work the rest of this water out and then move on to the bonnet. This bonnet, we're just going to tack both corners and then stretch to the front sort of headlight area. It's called a 4-corner stretch. So you just want to make sure that there's no fingers left on the front. This finger will be dealt with when we stretch it that way. We're just going to tack the front of the bonnet. You want to make sure your prep's really good on these large black bonnets because it's really easy to get a lot of debris in it. So we just finished up this bonnet. It's looking really good. There's a couple of little bits of debris. We've gone ahead and removed them. The BMW is looking great. We've got heaps of PPF on today. We didn't get to the boot, but we'll walk that one through in the morning tomorrow. It is quite tricky and I want to show how we're going to install this carbon spoiler on there as well. But other than that, it looks really good. We're really happy with the car and the progress we're making so far. So we'll catch you in the AM and we'll go from there. What's up guys? So we're back in the morning and we're going to be jumping straight onto that boot. It is quite tricky, so we're going to run through how we do it because we're going to be installing a carbon fiber spoiler on the top of the boot as well. So we'll walk you through how we're going to manage that with the PPF as well. And then once that's done, it's onto front and rear bar, which are probably the hardest parts on this car.
First up, on the boot, we're going to be pulling off the badges and cleaning up any leftover adhesive. Then we're going to polish that area to bring that gloss back before the film goes down. Once the PPF is on, we'll reapply the badges over the top for a really clean factory look. Same approach as before, we're going to align the top edge, then work our way down. Here we're using a butt join where 2 sections of the film will meet along a flat edge. Butt joins relieve stress and improve long-term durability. The trick is to make them super neat and tidy. They are hard to see as we usually hide these along naturally occurring contours of the car. But in this case, it'll be tucked under the carbon spoiler, so you'll never be able to see it. Once the lower boot section's stuck down, we'll trim the badge recess and wrap the edges in for a seamless look. Now, moving on to the rear bumper.
This rear bumper is split into 2 pieces. We've got a join running along here and another piece here. So it's basically 2 bumpers in one, which is so much fun. This corner is pretty tricky and it's also really important that we get it sitting down nicely with not too much tension. So we're just going to take our time, make sure this area here is nice, and then we'll move on. So onto the front bar now. This bar's in a few pieces. We've got this main top section and then a passenger and driver side piece. I like using the kit because the kit's really accurate. It doesn't take too long to do. And if any parts get damaged, you don't have to replace the whole bar. Every car has different reasons as to why we sort of do things, but as always, we like to discuss with the client, and we're going to be doing the 3-piece bumper on this one.
Just like the rear, we're taking our time to get everything lined up perfectly and making sure the fitment is spot on across each section.
We've taken out the badge because there's a lot of dirt that gets trapped there, but we're still leaving the badge cut out. And then once this middle bit's lined up, we're going to work and make sure this is all lined up down the middle and then move on to the left side. Now you've got to be really careful when you're putting PPF on the interior because we're going to be using soap and water and we don't want any of it to get on the electronics. So what I'm going to do is get the assistant to spray it and then pass it to me, and then we'll put it in. As long as you use like a very small amount of water, it will be fine. We're not PPFing any of the screens or the buttons here. It's mainly just these 3 areas where there's going to be a lot of high traffic areas where you can get a lot of scratching and that sort of thing. All right guys, interior PPF is all done. It's looking really good. This is all protected now, and all of the other PPF on the car has been installed. So now we're gonna let that dry, and tomorrow we're gonna install all of the carbon. So let's get to it. We'll finish up today and we'll catch you tomorrow. We'll see you guys. Hey guys, so we're back again. We're gonna pull apart the front bar and put on the carbon pieces. It's pretty much ready to take off now. We've got one more bolt to pull off and then the bar's gonna come off.
Now that the bar is off, I'm going to take the opportunity to trim up a few edges that would typically be really awkward to do if it was still on the car.
So we've just finished up the carbon parts on this front bar. With the PPF, what we've done as well is where it meets the actual panel, we've made sure to trim back the PPF, because if this ever gets damaged and the customer wants to remove it, we don't want the PPF being caught behind the carbon piece. So everywhere it meets the panel is basically a really nice trim line. If anything happens, we can replace it without having to take the splitter off. This is going to be the same for the boot as well. We've got to mock up the spoiler, trace out the line where it will be, trim it, and then install the spoiler so no PPF is underneath the film. The second reason is that this adhesive and double-sided tape won't bond as well to PPF than it does to paint, because PPF's got that hydrophobic qualities of it. Now, we can do this boot in one piece with no dramas and it will look really good, but I want to do it in 2 pieces, so there's a few reasons for that. The first reason is that if any part gets damaged, we can replace it without having to take the spoiler back off again. The second reason is that you want this double-sided tape to be sticking to the paint. It's going to have a stronger grip rather than it sticking to a hydrophobic surface like PPF. So what we're going to do is we're going to install the 2 sections of the film. We're just going to place the spoiler back on and then trace around where we want the PPF to be removed, and then we're going to trim it, remove it, then put the spoiler back on. So we'll get a really nice and clean finish.
Once the edges are trimmed and cleaned up, we can throw the new carbon spoiler on and press it into place. Last job, the carbon fibre roof. After a final clay and alcohol wipe down to prep the surface, we're ready to go. We'll start by anchoring the film at the antenna, stretch it corner to corner, and then work our way to the front of the car.
This car is all wrapped up now. We've done a pretty big protection package on it. We've done all the gloss paint in a gloss PPF. We've used CarPro, which has got a 10-year warranty. The carbon roof has got PPF on it. The wheels have been ceramic coated. all of the carbon pieces that we've put on the car has also been ceramic coated, and the interior as well has had some protection. So this car is fully protected now for any events in the future, whether that's daily driving, taking it on the track or around the mountain. The car is all protected. That's pretty much it. If you guys have any questions about PPF, about ceramic coating or detailing, make sure you throw them down in the comments. And if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. We've got heaps more content coming out. Well, we hope you enjoyed it, and we'll catch you in the next one.